and comment. That's just
But
crazy.
these are the evidence behind the motion.
Oh, you said that and you're
Not the only.
right, but the question that was asked of you was correct, right? Fine
This
to
is
be not what you say. You wanted to.
I tweet. All other tweets that I've ever made are now excluded because I use the word. And
Well, it's overwhelming.
you mean that particular? Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So
I'm trying to keep up. Trying to be
messaging. That is what I consider. That's the most.
text message confessions when we come back if you
What do you want? No. Wow, you're seeing crazy. Welcome. Why is this? What? Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Sorry.
Increase the effect of your mana spring and healing stream totems by 25%. Where do I want that? I kind of want that. Know where I want that. A 3 out of 5, huh? I could. I want it to make sense.
Fire well.
That's gonna be part of our Swifty macro. Ah. On eruption when damaged and attacks heal the shielded target for 150. Gotcha. Alright, I think we got it all. So now activate this. And let's go
What's beyond your mind, beast?
Oh yeah, I could do that. Huh? Take first breath. Dumbass Nubsky shit. Oh, I get the new water now. PogChamp.
Help. Just $35 provides a full day of protection and support for vulnerable Christian families, and $83 a month can help sustain that protection throughout the month. I support the Vulnerable People Project because 93% of every donated dollar goes directly toward protecting vulnerable families and communities on the ground. If preserving a living Christian presence in the Holy Land matters to you, visit vulnerablepeopleproject.com. Again, that's vulnerablepeopleproject.com. All right, you guys, do you feel like you're working harder than ever but still falling behind every month? Between grocery prices, bills, and credit card debt growing, it can feel impossible to get ahead. Minimum payments aren't designed to get you out of debt. They're designed to actually keep you stuck, but PDS Debt can help. They can reduce up to half of what you owe on credit cards, personal loans, and medical bills, and it starts with a free 30-second assessment at pdsdebt.com/Candace. Stop juggling multiple payments and get one lower monthly payment. The savings begin the day that you complete the quick assessment. If you're carrying any balance on your credit cards, it's costing you money every single day. There's no minimum credit score that's required. PDS Debt is the top-rated company in the industry with thousands of 5-star reviews and an A+ rating on the BBB. So get your free 30-second personalized assessment today at pdsdebt.com/Candace. Again, that's pdsdebt.com/Candace. I also want to tell you guys about the Wellness Company because by now you've probably heard that there is an explosive outbreak in the U.S. this summer. More than 18,000 confirmed and suspected cases of cyclosporiasis have now been nationwide, and Michigan health officials have confirmed the first 2 United States deaths associated with that outbreak. The CDC says the illness is caused by Cyclospora, a microscopic parasite commonly spread through contaminated fresh produce. It can cause severe stomach cramps, nausea, fatigue, and other debilitating symptoms. If you get sick, the CDC recommends Bactrim. That's why the wellness company created the medical emergency kit with generic Bactrim plus 7 additional prescription medications to help treat more than 25 common illnesses and medical emergencies, all prescribed before you need them. Getting your kit is simple. You complete a secure online medical questionnaire. If it's approved by a licensed physician, your kit ships directly to your door. So don't wait until you're sick to wish that you were prepared. Visit twc.health/Candace and use code Candace at checkout to save up to $45 off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/Candace. Kits are available for United States residents only.
Okay, we're back. Fantastic. I think we're back. By the way, just an FYI for those of you that are watching The Crucible, there's 30,000 concurrent they're watching. Support Andrew Wilson. That's your fans of his. Click that subscribe button and help him grow his business. If you're watching Candace, I think there's 225 to 250,000 concurrent right now. We'd like to see that 300, 400,000 number on there. Click that button as well to subscribe and share it with your friends and family. And if you're watching it on PBD Podcast, do the same there as well. This allows us to have more conversations like this. The mainstream media hates the fact that we're having these conversations right now. Just so you know, they want to control it. This is free fall. This is what's best for the audience. That's why we like freedom of speech. Having said that, let's go back into the text conversation we're having, right?
Okay.
Let's stay there, and then we'll go into the cross-examination stuff in about 30 minutes.
Okay, that sounds fair. Okay, so yeah, I used basically 3 pillars for the totality of the evidence. Okay, so if you want to know exactly what those 3 pillars are, this is going to be the testimony with the text messages and the confessions. This is going to be the physical evidence, and this is going to be the totality of the summary of the case. Okay, so right now we're focusing on one of these pillars in my defense, which is fine. I understand that I have to defend my claims as well. So when we're talking about the messages themselves, they seem totally valid. I have no idea why they wouldn't be valid. And I have not heard any good explanation for why it is that these messages should even be questioned. The defense hasn't questioned them, as far as I'm aware. Nobody has actually questioned that these messages came from Robinson to date, except perhaps you and other people who are kind of in that camp. But why should I question these exactly? I'm not sure.
Okay, so first let's just go over legally what the point is of a probative hearing. The defense is not they're not there to say or to argue or to defend themselves at all. They have to address what is being presented by the state, okay? So they're not here to then say, let me give you an explanation for these text messages.
Agreed.
The relevant portion of what the defense did do was actually before we got to the preliminary hearing. I had mentioned that it was initially supposed to be scheduled for some time in May. They asked for an extension. That reading through those filings of why they were requesting an extension and why I actually believe their extension should have been granted, because they did not receive discovery on their text messages. That was one of the reasons. There were many reasons why they wanted to have an extension, but this was crucial, right? So forget just the general sense that these messages feel off, and yes, you are allowed to have an intuition, you are allowed to have a sense and just go, this is very weird. We're being told this kid had like above a 4.0, Tyler Robinson. He wanted to get away. I mean, the text messages almost run head-to-head with themselves. Like, he wanted to get away with it, so he thought the best thing to do would be to text a full confession of what he did, down to what I didn't even remember, saying, yeah, and that's also me in the surveillance footage. It felt a little too on the nose. People have common sense. You just don't text message. But then we're also supposed to believe that he put a note under and burn this and get rid of the evidence. But don't worry about that, because I'm about to text you a full confession. That it felt off. It felt weird off the bat. The manner in which they were texting, we're told he's like a gamer who's using a Dremel to carve expressions, catch fascist. But then suddenly he's writing like a 1700
also, as a Helldivers
novelist.
player, he did actually get the 500K code correct.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer, so we'll say that. we start debating that, you'll be way over my head.
But yes,
but my point being
yeah.
is just that, just first, just a general sense of why people had a reaction to these messages that seemed like they were written by Jane Austen rather than like a kid who games and writes catch
Yeah, but do you
fastest.
see how that's intuition?
That is, I just said that. I said just parking aside the intuition of just something feels wrong here, which you should follow your intuition. You should actually do that. If you say the COVID vaccine is running out, feels like it's coming out too fast, and there's too many celebrities telling me to do it, I'd like to take a pause. That's good. That is, you are allowed to do that. I believe in intuition.
But hang on. Let me respond a little bit here, because you've been going for a minute. Let me at least respond to a little bit of this. So the first thing is like when people bring up the COVID vaccine, not trusting the COVID vaccine en masse was the science. That wasn't just intuition. That was the science. There was tons of competing science. Now, they tried to suppress it, that's true, but there was tons of competing science for why you shouldn't take a risky mRNA vaccine and mass and things like this. Now, when you're talking about intuition, though, when you say trust your intuition, I'm actually getting a different message. You actually should be very wary about trusting just your intuition. It is true that intuition can be useful, but it has to be tempered with logic, reason, explanatory power, and evidence, not just intuition.
That's why we're parking it aside. Intuition's the first step. Something feels off, right?
Okay.
That was my first step with COVID. I don't like the way it's being pushed. It shouldn't require a celebrity campaign, by the way. Another element of that is why people don't feel good about the Charlie thing. Why do we have so many influencers saying things? It's over. Why are you guys all using the same adjective? You switch it up. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. Like, chill. Like, you could say, I found some parts compelling. I think this should go.
Like
I found some parts compelling. Maybe we should, see at the trial. That would be
Don't you think Fed slop's a buzzword for the counter industry?
But everyone on the same day of watching this trial, which was, I would say, not overwhelming at all. Nobody came in medium, right? No one came in like there were some interesting aspects. This was a little suspect. But I do think it's enough to go to trial. They all came in like they were passing away and we're going to die from being overwhelmed.
Well, they're trusting their intuition.
Okay. Well, actually, in that scenario, they're looking at the preliminary hearing and have a reaction to it. It wasn't their intuition. But like I said, parking aside, just getting to the substance, parking that aside. Parking aside just a general intuition that sometimes might be second messages. Then we look at the filings, which came from the defense, and they were requesting an extension saying, we have gone to the prosecution and we have requested all of this stuff in discovery. Yes, you are saying that you took Lance's phone, okay, and that you collected his phone on September 11th and that you sent it off or whatever. You took a picture of the text messages and we are being given these text messages to review. Crucially, Kathy Nestor said, I have not even been given access to my client's phone during this hearing. She said, I haven't even been given access to my client's phone. She can't tell you, as a part of their discovery request, it's not enough to say to me, Candace, I just got a text message from Candace, and I say, I didn't send that text message. Maybe that's what her client's saying. We don't know because we're not at the trial, right? Maybe he didn't send those messages. Could there be someone who logged into his Discord? Could there be someone who logged in to his Apple? George could be sending text messages right now. We are married. He has every login that I have. And remember, he's up for a death sentence. So if I'm able to sow reasonable doubt with common sense, he may come during the trial and when they actually have to address these points, say, I did not write those messages. I was here. Lance, my boyfriend, was logged into my phone, logged into my Apple ID and my iCloud sending messages. I know that we have the capability because my husband does it. He has the capability to send messages from my phone. It is not convincing to the public when, for whatever reason, the FBI would not, FBI combined with the SBI, it was not the prosecution's fault, they made that clear during that hearing, would not allow them that discovery request to be able to see where did that message come from. Because you're saying my client was here, right? I want to know if that message actually was generated from his iPhone when he was waiting to retrieve his, rifle, hoping that the pooch doesn't have a bad sniffer, like just weird messages. I want to make sure that, yes, it was actually him. He was holding his phone and his boyfriend didn't just log in to his computer when he was home. Lance was his boyfriend. That is a crucial fact here. That discovery was not met by the time we got to preliminary hearing. So I remain unconvinced by these text messages. Just as you feel convinced by them, I feel unconvinced by them.
Okay. So then the idea here is the reason that you don't think that these are valid text messages, and you don't, right?
It has not been proven that these messages are valid and they don't sound valid to me. I don't think anyone, even if someone was selling like a, I don't know, pot on the corner would be smarter than to write a full-fledged confession. He even writes, I thought I would get away with it, and I was hoping never to tell you until old age. And then we're being told that he wanted to commit suicide. And okay, but he just said he wanted to get away with it, but he's not smart enough to, I don't know, maybe not text it's such a confession like we've never seen. I think this would be like the first time ever somebody has start to finish written an entire, I'm in this surveillance footage and I'm here and I'm wearing my Converse. You know, I'm being a little facetious here, but it was a little ridiculous. It didn't pass a sniff test for me.
You have kids. And you love them more than anything.
I do.
If it was the case that you thought that your kid was innocent, wouldn't you be out telling everybody and their brother that you thought that they were innocent? And also, wouldn't you maybe recant and say, hey, he didn't actually confess to me. He didn't actually. None of this happened the way that the state is presenting it. What would have prevented the parents from testifying?
Well, two things. I can answer that. And if you watch my show, I keep telling you it's not vibes. So right after the shooting happened, Lance Twiggs, the FBI put him into a safe house they paid for. They went to the parents as well, to Matt Robinson and Amber, basically said, your life's at risk. There could be somebody who jumps up and wants to avenge Charlie Kirk. And, we're going to watch you. And they went into a federal safe house. What happened next is that they started thinking that the feds were maybe gonna, maybe not as honest as they thought. And
how do you know all any of that?
So you gotta watch the show, right?
Yeah, no. How do you know that?
I had a source within the Robinson family.
You have a source, an anonymous source, of course. So there's no way for us to verify that what you're saying right now is actually even true.
Do you find it to be reliable hearsay?
No, I don't find it to be reliable at all. It's just a source.
I'm just doing what the prosecution
What you're doing is
did.
a cool story.
It's not cool. Well, you must have paid to watch the preliminary hearing.
You're giving us a cool story.
Wait,
you're saying that according to your sources, that the reason that the parents haven't recanted any of this.
Recanted what? They have no statement from the parents.
Wait, I just want to make sure that if it was the case that was being reported in mainstream media, that your father came to you and said, hey, is this you? What's going on here? And then he and one of his buddies took you in where you turned yourself in. You wouldn't go out and be like, no, that's not what happened.
That isn't what happened, though. You're just wrong on this.
Okay, maybe I'm paraphrasing. What am I wrong on?
So what is sorry, just so I'm clear, where is your evidence that the parents turned him in?
Well, no, I didn't say that.
You said
I
the mainstream media?
I said with a sheriff friend.
Yes.
But the father did confront him.
The father confronted what?
Tyler Robinson.
And where did you learn this? That the Tyler
Well, I mean,
confronted
that's part
him?
of the official documents. Our fact checkers can pull that up. But yes.
But I'm saying, when you say official documents, do you mean you saw this on CNN or you saw this play out in the hearing?
No, this was one of the things that I went through and fact check pre-debate.
Are you talking about the charging documents?
I think it was it could have been in the charging documents, but we can pull them up.
No.
And yes, are you disputing this?
Do we have that in the back to pull it up?
I can already tell you what you're talking about, the charging documents, because this is where we had to figure out where this story came from, because everyone was operating under the assumption that Matt Robinson turned him in. Until we got to the preliminary hearing and we understood, like I said, even for that, when you are charging someone, you can use hearsay. It's all probative, right?
Sure.
Nothing. So they didn't have statements. It's not like Matt Robinson, even though he was interviewed that night. Amber Robinson was interviewed that night by a Fed, separate rooms. Tyler Robinson was interviewed by a Fed. They did not produce statements saying, my son did this. I believe my son did this. But what happened was they did interviews, but also the crucial person here who you just brought up is Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell is the biggest unknown in this entire case. Everyone keeps saying they heard from Mike Mitchell this, they heard from Mike Mitchell that. So when the person wrote up the report that night, and it was Brian Davis who wrote up what became the charging document. He after they transported Tyler Robinson from the Washington Sheriff's County office up to, I think it's Salt Lake City. I think it was 4 a.m. in the morning that they got up there. He then writes the what becomes a charging document. So he's basically saying, we all spoke to a bunch of people and here's the information that we got, right? We've not seen that. So it could have come from Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell could be saying...
I don't know how this negates the point, though. Why
it
wouldn't
truly
the
negates
parents...
the point, because you don't have a statement from the parents.
Yeah,
you are going...
Why wouldn't they just correct the
It's not correcting.
misinformation?
That doesn't negate the point. The point is that we now got the preliminary hearing. if the parents were the ones who said, I'm turning my son in because he's guilty.
I didn't say they turned him in.
I think you're talking about the over. You said it's been the narrative. Everybody's known this. The narrative initially, which I think you agree with, was that, Matt Robinson knew his kid was guilty and turned him into the police station. What actually happened in terms of Sheriff Brooksby, who was present there and gave a press conference, what happened was this Mike Mitchell character essentially peer pressured him, and we can get a fact check on this. We can find Sheriff Brooksby's press conference, and he said, they know it's you, and you're going to come in peaceably, or people are going to be banging down your door. He was a undercover cop, which I don't like that. I don't know what he did undercover. It's very hard to find anything about Mike Mitchell, but he worked with them for 20 plus years, the police officers. The reason why Tyler Robinson knew him was because he lived nearby, and he was also his Boy Scout leader.
How does this negate the parents could write this second? And by the way, if you had the evidence,
I'm going to address that point. I'm just saying that your first point, which is that the parents did this.
Yeah.
We don't know that the parents.
I didn't say that they did.
Well, you're quoting the parents as having said. You said that Matt Robinson said that his kid was. You say involved. I don't want to misquote you.
Confronted him about it.
Confronted him.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that we have not seen any evidence that is true.
We can fact check that.
Okay.
Because we do have evidence.
And I'm saying it's the charging doc, which could have been derived from a statement Mike Mitchell said.
Two things I have read in the back. One is the charging doc, and
Yes.
the other one is a video of Kathy Nestor saying she hasn't seen Tyler's phone.
Okay, we can run
Which
Kathy to
one
go
would you
back,
wanna
and
see
then
first?
just to
You
go
wanna see
backwards
Kathy
to
first?
Kathy first in court saying she didn't get her client's phone. Yeah, and then I think we'll go to the. If
That
you're
thing
okay with
not,
that.
thing not in dispute. These are all things that are not even disputing.
Okay, so we don't have to show it.
We never get to the thing that I am disputing.
Well, I was just providing an answer. We were coming back in from a break because you were talking about the text messages, something that you felt was concrete. So it was just my rebuttal to you that it's not
Why?
concrete because they haven't had a chance to actually answer that, and she didn't even get to see your client's phone. So that's effectively, again, the state saying these messages are real. You don't get the discovery on these messages just yet. She will during trial. They will actually get
Don't you
discovery on
think
the
that
messages.
would make their case fall apart if it was the case that they weren't able to actually pull the data off the text messages? Do you think the prosecution would go to court with fabricated text messages?
It's called winners and losers. They may not be fabricated, but by the way, as what they are saying, like I said, if there was somebody logged into his phone, they may not be fabricated. That's
okay.
the point.
So let's get to the
they just
let's
could
get
be
to
somebody
the
else.
parents fact check.
Yeah,
That was
so
the
I
other
was
one,
saying,
right?
I believe what you're talking about was derived from the charging doc, which was signed off by Brian Davis.
Let's pull it up.
Let's see if that's correct. What are we looking at
Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, I'm sorry.
Can you zoom in a
here? Is
little
this
bit?
the charging
I
doc?
can see it. Robinson's
yes.
father reported that when his wife showed him the surveillance image of the suspected shooter in the news, he agreed that it looked like their son. He also believed that the rifle that police suspected the shooter used matched the rifle that was given to his son as a gift. As a result, Robinson's father contacted his son and asked him to send a photo of the rifle, which makes sense with the text messages. Robinson did not respond. However, Robinson's father spoke on the phone with Robinson. Robinson implied he planned to take his own life. Robinson's parents were able to convince him to meet at their home.
Yes. So this is proving my point. This is from the charging document, correct? Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is that 3 people got interviewed on that night. Mike Mitchell got interviewed,
Yeah.
Amber Robinson got interviewed, and Matt Robinson got interviewed. Of the 3 of them, only one of them actually wrote a statement, which was referred to in this preliminary trial. He came in, I believe, in March, Mike Mitchell, and he wrote a statement, which I find to be very shady that they
Got
decided
it,
to bring.
but why aren't the parents disputing that?
No. Well, first off,
That's the question
First
I've
off,
been
the
asking.
parents are not going to ever play in court, play to the cameras in court when they have a legal team that is going to be advising them not to speak to the court because your son could go to prison
But
forever.
they're playing to somebody else who's your source?
I'm not going to address that.
They're
'Cause
playing to
I don't-
someone
I-
else
I don't
who's your
think- I don't
source
think
but
it's-
won't go publicly tell the media
yes.
this is not true?
Well, what I did not say to you that I just said I have a source, so I want to be very clear and take it from somebody who is involved and permanently sued. When I have to take my lawyer's advice, I mean, there's so many things that I want to respond to when people are speaking about.
Yeah, but it's bizarre that they would utilize a source which would get the information to you, but wouldn't just go to the media and be like, actually, that's all wrong.
I am telling you that you would nary find a lawyer who would advise you to go to the media. And speak.
This mother,
especially when your son
if
is up
I thought
for,
that my
is-
kid
was up for death.
If I thought that my kid was in any way, shape, or form going to be up, you couldn't shut me up. Or my wife, she would be like, that's not true. That's ridiculous. There's no possible. That never happened. These people are lying through their teeth. They'd be public whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that's for you and your wife. But when a judge issues a gag order in a case and your son is up for death and your lawyers could be advising you that if you say anything, you could blow the case, you would have a more responsible consideration.
I see.
And we're speaking opinion here. You're like, well, I wouldn't care. I'd violate it, and I'd violate the judge's orders and see what would happen.
If you have a source, it seems like they're violating it with them.
I'm not speaking to a source, but what I am saying to you is speaking just relevant to what this is. We have not seen any proof that that statement that is included in this charging document. I think it is highly likely on the basis of the preliminary hearing that all came from Mike Mitchell. And Mike Mitchell would be a part. He's
based
saying,
on the statements of
it's
the parents.
him saying the parents told me this. The parents could dispute that. That's going to come down the line, right? They're going to be able to seat the parents. I will say this, putting together context clues. If the state had it on, 100% certainty that Matt Robinson and Amber Robinson said it, a 5-day preliminary hearing would be a good time to say we have enough evidence, and I can tell you why Matt Robinson made this statement, and here is his statement that he signed. That would have been a good time to present that evidence.
That would also be a good time for the defense to say that's just totally fabricated.
No, it's not. It's the wrong time.
Why couldn't they?
That is completely the wrong time.
Why couldn't they?
Because what they're doing is they already said they didn't receive discovery. They literally can't. They literally can't because they can't. They did not receive discovery.
You're saying that they didn't receive that information?
No. They just received the text messages. But in order to...
That's not the text messages.
The probative information.
Yeah, we're talking about the information that we just reviewed. That's not the text messages.
They never presented it. The state never put it on.
Yeah, they didn't. The defense could easily still have presented this. Yeah.
No.
They could have said they're
no.
They're not allowed to. Are you sure?
In a preliminary hearing,
yeah.
the defense is engaging with whatever evidence the state decides to put on. They did not put this on as evidence. Brian Davis was up there.
So they're not allowed to present anything?
They're responding to the state's evidence.
I'm asking, are they allowed to present anything?
They are allowed to say...
Like, if there was a conspiracy that they could prove right then and there, would they present that in one of these hearings?
No, it wouldn't be the right time for that.
I disagree. I think that they not only could do it, but they would do it. In fact, when I talked in depth with my attorney, they said that's exactly... If you had actual evidence that there was fabrications by the feds, that's exactly when you would introduce that.
So when in the document that they filed yesterday or a couple of days ago, the appropriate, like what you're doing at this stage of the hearing is the state is saying we have enough evidence that we think this needs to go forth for the trial. Hence the reason that there's this extraordinary, we allow hearsay because it doesn't really need to be perfect. It can be enough that we feel like we can move forward, right? And okay, I disagree with that in general when somebody's rotting in prison, but whatever. The next phase is for them to meet in court and for the defense to essentially present an argument to the state that says, we find this filing to be defective in and of itself. We don't even have to defend ourselves because you, the state, have enough, you know what the laws are on the books, and this filing is defective and you should get rid of these charges because they don't make sense based on what you can decide based on a law on the books. So then that's why they then file the dismissal. Right. So in the dismissal, what they're doing is they are engaging, and this is what was widely misinterpreted.
Well, yeah, they're engaging as though as it's a hypothetical. If this is hypothetically true, then
so they're saying all of these charges.
I'm not disputing any of that.
So that's what you're asking. Why you're saying could they just
what I'm asking specifically is like who could shut parents up who are like, no way, there's no possible. This never happened. This is ridiculous. They would be shouting it on CNN. They would be shouting it from the rooftops. They would be losing their minds. And you're like, nope, the gag order would be enough to keep them quiet. Not enough for them to talk to your source, but enough to keep them quiet. I think that that's quite ridiculous. But I'll even concede this whole point to you. Let's just say maybe this was misconstrued, right? There's a little bit of reason to doubt it because we're still waiting for the evidence for trial. If that's the case, then why not take the same standard for the evidence that you present? You're just waiting for trial.
Well, you didn't do that.
Wait a second.
We're here.
Wait a second. I just want to make sure that I got this right. That's your argument to me, right?
My argument to you is what?
Your argument to me is that, hey, wait a second, Andrew. There's not enough here that convinces me, right?
Well, that's actually my rebuttal to you, is that you are saying, why are people engaging in what you term to be conspiracy theories?
No.
I term it to be thinking. They're just thinking because they're recognizing there are a lot of holes in these stories and that this is not strong evidence, right? This is the reason they're doing it. I'm explaining to you, this is the reason that they're doing it. I'm addressing what you view to be overwhelming evidence. And by the way, I want to be clear.
That which convinces me.
Yeah, well, but thus far, every point that you've brought up, every point that you brought up, did you feel like this is beyond a reasonable doubt? I mean, you realize
remember what I said in my
he's
opening.
going to be.
It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just what I find convincing is what I find overwhelming.
So why are you so upset when people say they don't find it
If
convincing?
that was the limitation of the claims that you made, if it was just, wait a second, there's a little bit of problems. There's some problems in this case that I have questions for that I want answers to. Nobody would have a problem, actually. Least of all me. I would be the least likely person to have an issue with you, any of your fans, anybody saying. In fact, I've had tons of Discord calls about this. My position's always been clear. Of course conspiracies exist. Some of them have way better evidence than others. But I've seen them myself. I know conspiracy. In fact, the federal government has hundreds of thousands of laws about conspiracies. They see them everywhere. We both know this, right? That's never what the problem is. The problem is when you make claims outside of, well, wait a second. I'm just questioning evidence here. I'm just questioning what the state's case is here. I'm just asking questions. It's when you make claims outside of that, where you claim that there's good evidence or good standards you should believe because, and then it turns out that it's all nonsense or it's wackadoo stuff or it makes no sense. And when we have a chance to cross-examine your evidence that you've presented, I'm going to show a lot of that. A lot of this conjecture that's based on literally nothing, that leads from no inferences whatsoever. Like, you couldn't even infer it logically. That's the problem. The problem has never been whether or not you just said, you know, there's not enough in this case so far until we get to the trial. I remain unconvinced. I'm sure there's tons of people who remain unconvinced yet until we get to the trial. I think that's fine. I think it's fine there's people who are convinced too. That's never been my problem. My problem is the claims which are external to that.
Okay. I'm not sure I really care if you have a problem with what I think in my own spare time. I don't really understand this lecture that you just gave. But beyond that, what I'm saying is that
What
the
lecture?
state is allowed to use.
I didn't
this is
lecture
what
you.
this is what my problem is. You guys are not allowed. Yeah, you guys think while it's still legal. You actually can. You are allowed to do that. So, but anyway,
Nobody said you can't.
going back to you saying I wouldn't have a problem. I think I just demonstrated pretty thoroughly that what you claim that you have a problem with is exactly what the state is engaged in at this stage. So it just doesn't make sense.
That's not the case. In fact,
So if people look and they say, I'm looking at the gun and I see, and I'm inferring this, and someone else says, I'm looking at the gun evidence and I'm inferring that, they're both doing the exact same thing.
They're not.
You're just saying, I want to do it for the state.
That's propositionally false.
That
and
is not
I'll
propositionally
explain
false.
exactly how. It is the case that every proposition is going to have a true or false conclusion, period. That's just logic, right? It's the law of excluded middle. All propositions are going to be true or they're going to be false. When we get into when we're making inferences based on propositions. We can actually come to true conclusions with false premises inside of a proposition. In fact, what we're talking about here is not whether or not you feel that you're convinced by this evidence.
But you felt like you were
Right?
convinced.
Sure. But here's the thing. When you ask me my reason, Andrew, why are you convinced by this? I can give you my reasons why I'm convinced by it, why it seems reasonable and rational to me to be convinced. You could even say, but Andrew, I'm just not convinced by it. If that was the limitation of your claims, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. That's why I wanted to have the conversation, in fact, was so that we could move into your actual claims that you've made, which transcend the idea of, I'm just asking questions.
Before we get into that, your team has one thing they want to show before you go into that.
Okay.
So if you want to pull that up, this is the prosecution filing showing defense had full discovery by April 1st.
Oof.
They did not. That's not true.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
To date, the state's prosecutors have disclosed all evidence that is presently and reasonably available to them as required under Rule 16 Utah R Criminal, to be more precise, as of April 1st.
Yeah, that was not 100%. That's why they're caging that by saying what's reasonable. There was an entire, and we can pull this up. Like, we should now play the Kathy Nestor clip because that's from there. So, and they were basically saying you don't need it at this stage, meaning it's not reasonable that you're asking for this when we're going into a hearing that's just going to be based on hearsay and stuff, things of that nature. But of course, by the time a trial comes, you're going to get all the
Where
discovery
it's just show
documents.
cause.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
there.
I understand.
Okay, so that's
I'm even fine with
yeah,
it.
that we all know. And then, by the way, just now that the hearing is over, and you can also fact check this, they now at the end of the preliminary hearing dropped like an insane amount of the discovery stuff they gave to them like the week after. You guys can give me the exact amount. I don't want to say because I don't know my I don't remember how much it was. It was an absurd amount of stuff that they gave to them right after the preliminary hearing that they had been asking for. Because that was one of the things that I kept saying on my show is, as we were watching that preliminary of the preliminary, why not just give them the stuff now so they can engage in these arguments? Because I feel like you, it's like, I want to hear what they have to say about the text messages. Why can't you just give them what they're asking for so that they can actually engage you? And it didn't happen. So, but the judge ruled that it wasn't necessary at this stage. And that was the whole point of that
because it's
preliminary
a show
to the preliminary. Yeah.
Would you like to play the Kathy video?
Well, he's saying he's not disagreeing, so I don't think we need
There's
to.
no point here.
There's no
Okay.
disagreement
Yeah. Right. Great.
that she said that.
Yeah.
So so I guess
Yeah.
the
I'd like to
disagreements now
also-
would move into the evidences that you have stated
Yeah.
on the record, which transcend elements of reason.
Why are we
in regards
having
to this
a
case.
transcendental conversation now? Because I mean,
Because
first,
they're all
because
related to this
your
case.
entire thing was about looking at the evidence, which never made sense to me. Again, because all of the evidence that you felt to be overwhelming was hearsay. That was bizarre to me.
You told me that I could take as much time as I
No,
wanted
you
to
can.
question you on
no,
these
but
things.
I'm just asking you just to lay the groundwork of what you're saying is
Because you've
problematic.
made
That
many,
you
many
decide that it trips
claims.
into
I'll
something
explain.
else, and I do still want to hold you for going through because we've discussed the gun, we've discussed your.
And you can hold me to those things, but I
yeah.
would like to get into the
and
things
we
that
should
you've
discuss
said.
the screwdriver as
So,
well.
and I'll explain exactly what the groundwork is.
Mm-hmm.
When you make claims which pass the idea of I'm just asking questions because the state's evidence is not convincing, I think you have to answer for those claims because they are in regards to this case. You're saying, I have a claim, it is in regards to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is what we're talking about, not just the case of Charlie Kirk, his assassination. You should have to answer for the claims that you've made in regards to the assassination itself. You should, yeah, agreed. So if that's the case, then I would like to finally dive into some of that evidence and dive into
Well,
it.
just to be clear, and I'm happy to have you talk about, like I said publicly, you want to engage in some conspiracies, but I said I want to make sure that we get to the substance of our debate. The substance of our
This is
debate
this is the major
is me
substance.
demonstrating that all of the quote unquote evidence that you feel that you have, which demonstrates that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk.
You don't find convincing. I get it.
It's been invalidated by the testimony that we saw, and in your answer for when I
you haven't
explained to you that he had
invalidated
the
it.
most degraded prints was I don't know. Okay, well there lies my ability to process that.
It's just fine for you
Okay.
to not be convinced up to this point. All of your viewers, everybody watching, nobody's
just
giving.
you're conceding
Nobody's
on
giving a
that.
dispute that if all your claims ever were just up to now, the evidence that the state's given, I'm just kind of not convinced. That is not what's been happening. What's actually been happening is that you've made tons of claims in regards to this case and in regards to the Kirk assassination, which are far above and beyond, I just doubt, the state's theory.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure.
those are
I
the
do
things
doubt. I
that
do doubt
I-
the state's theory. I also am
I get
welcome
it.
to say what I think. If you want to move into opinions, if you want to talk about Erica Kirk, if you want to talk about Turning Point USA,
I'd like to talk about all
and
of
get
it.
into it, I'm
Yeah.
totally happy to do that. But I just want to say that, like, I do not feel, because I've said what's important to me is that we exhaust this topic first of our actual debate claims. I do not feel that you sufficiently have argued that the evidence is overwhelming.
sorry.
Candace, question for you.
That
What-
Tyler
But I am
Robinson.
sorry you feel that way.
Candace, one question. What evidence do you need to see for you to say Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk?
That's a great question. So I actually expected in this preliminary hearing, actually, the inverse of what he was saying is true, right? So this is now the time the state is putting on their evidence. That's the purpose of this hearing, right? The state is using hearsay, but they're also putting on their evidence. So I was just expecting some sort of a slam dunk. Like, we got him on camera taking the shot. At least we have him clear on camera. You're telling me this guy drove 13 hours all around. Like, we can definitely show you a picture that it's going to be beyond a reasonable doubt. Before we even get to the trial, people are going to see and go, oh crap, like, it was really Tyler Robinson. I was expecting to at least see evidence that, because I had reported early on that the source was saying that Tyler did not step foot on campus that day. It is my perspective that he had something to do with something. I do believe he was disposing clothes at this stage, at this phase. I do believe he was disposing clothes. He was involved somehow. I find Lance to be more suspicious, if I'm being honest with you. And also, like I said, the use immunity that was given to Lance by the feds, the fact that the feds didn't ask him any questions, the fact that I spoke with Lance Twiggs' family, and they were like, it's very weird that the feds are not asking him more questions. He's exactly the person that I would imagine to be involved in some stuff. allegedly, I'll say allegedly. But when we got to the preliminary hearing, there was not a single piece of evidence that I felt was slam dunk. I was waiting for that, a photo. I mean, anything would have made me go, all right, I think this could be the guy. If they had handed over the discovery on the text messages, since that was their big ta-da, we've got the text messages, that would be the first thing that I would hand over. But actually, who was holding them up? Like I said, it wasn't the prosecution. They're right to say we were handing things over, and we heard the defense argue on behalf of the prosecution, saying it's not them and it's not the SBI, it's the FBI that's holding on to things. Is the FBI took everything. The FBI took the gun, the FBI took initially the screwdriver, and then when I heard testimony about the things that they found that were suspicious, example being the backpack, that's something that really bothers me, that they say they traced the shooter, they traced the route that he went on, and then there was an we know it looks like he's wearing some sort of a backpack. We know that there was an abandoned backpack found at the bus stop in front of a library, and they felt that this should be taken into evidence. They took it. The FBI, this was the testimony of Amanda Baker, I believe her last name is, but you might want to fact check that because I think I'm blending last names. She was the forensics for the FBI. And then she says she gets a call on the 13th and they stop testing on this backpack because they find that the backpack actually belongs to somebody on Charlie's team. But if you know the map, the layout of the campus, you're going, well, what the hell were they doing all the way up? This is nowhere near anywhere. And by the way, that's not an acceptable answer for why you just gave it back. That's like, why would you give it back? You're acting like no one's ever been killed by somebody on their team before, right? So I found that to be very strange that it was on the exact route that the alleged gunman ran, and that their excuse was we just gave it back because we heard that this belonged to somebody on Charlie's team. So that to me is, this is why the investigation itself feels underwhelming. When you learn, and this is completely crazy to me, that some of the artifacts that Charlie was wearing were immediately returned to Erica. That's absurd. That is absurd. Everything should be in evidence. When you learn that the car that they carried Charlie in to go to the hospital, they had immediately towed, cleaned, and back up for resale, that's absurd. That should be sitting in evidence. And any police officer that you speak to will say, or a person that's been involved in a crime will say, I didn't get my stuff back for years. That had nothing to do with anything. It was just around. And they kept it into evidence until the trial was over and it has to be approved. I think somebody said by the attorney general has to sign off on giving you those objects back. And we were told this is all fine. And we see, this is just one example, Erica holding the crucifix. That should be in evidence. Irrespective of if you feel bad for her and think she should have it and it's sweet, that should be in evidence. Immediately paving over the crime scene. It's just like the craziest.
Dude, there's so many Virgin Alliance on. Like, it's actually, I wonder what the population is. This is getting ridiculous. Look this shit up.
There's no way the 40-year-olds are virgins, dude.
Let's see here. Iron Forge. Oh. Burning Crusade. Let's see here. How do I look up demographic? TBC US.
What are you looking up, dude?
Looking up the population
of our server?
Yeah, the aspect ratio between Alliance and Horde.
Isn't it pretty even here?
It is, but it just a lot of fucking Alliance on right now. A lot. And they're all versions.
Oh. Can you prove that?
Come on, man. Getting so ridiculous at this point.
Are you getting fucking camped, dude?
Yeah.
You want to go run some dungeons? You don't get camped in there.
I mean, I'm in a BF group right now trying to get healing gear. I just need 2 more pieces and then I can just heal dungeons. I already got my
you don't
healing
need those
spec and everything.
pieces, but you can buy greens off the auction house.
I literally have 0 gear, so.
So you have 0 gear, but you said you only need 2 pieces.
From this dungeon, yeah.
Oh. Well, why don't you just put on your enhancement gear?
It's on.
Okay, let's go run what we were doing yesterday.
Well, I need BF right now, so.
You don't need BF, dude. It's a level 60 dungeon, dude. Like,
Oh my god. I do. I need it.
why do you need it?
The gear that I'm trying to get for my off spec. Because once I get this gear, I'm fucking chilling for quite a while. And I don't have to worry about any fucking upgrades for quite a while. And then I can actually heal fucking dungeons and we can get in groups instantaneously.
It works pretty fast right now, to be honest with you.
Well, healing's also a lazy thing, and I kind of want to be lazy, so there's that as well. Actually, I
It's
kind of
lazy.
Yeah, healing's
It's not lazy
as
because
fuck.
you gotta keep a tank alive, dude.
Cool. I stand still and I press fucking healing wave. Nice.
And then
Super
the tank
hard.
is gonna pull 2 packs, and then he's
And
gonna
then
get
I
1
push,
shot, and
and
then he's
then
back.
I
It's your
press.
fault. It's your fault.
I press Earth Shield and I press Chain Heal. Your point.
You don't use chain heal if there's only one person taking damage, dude.
If multiple people are taking damage, I do. What are you talking about?
A lot of times it's just the tank taking damage.
No.
No? Okay.
No, not if I'm doing like BF or something like that and everyone's getting AoE with
Oh
totems
yeah,
you
but
get on.
they're running over explosives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you forgot the amount of retards that play this game?
I can.
Doesn't
You do use that, I guess.
matter. I'm thinking wind, fury,
Just
and
imagine that.
grace. I have enhancing totems.
Dude, do you know fishing? You can
Yes.
fish up the boxes that have like
Yes.
scrolls in them. You know that? I see one right now.
Yes.
I mean, I sold 5 today for 70 gold. Yep.
I know. And having multiple shamans in the group makes my damage go through the fucking roof. I don't have to totem twist. Fucking nice. Makes it super easy. Oh my god, he's got fucking mana tide. Am I getting fat mana from that? I thought Mana Tide gives everyone mana. Destroying, dude. My god, having multiple
You're
summons
destroying
is
greens,
nice.
Yeah, buddy. Get in there. These things don't stack? That's gay.
Doing way more damage with all these totems. That fucking melee group, dude. Melee groups are where it's at, bro. Fucking nice.
Oh my god, there's a lot of upgrades. Ooh, that's a nice neck.
Oh my.
Nice neck.
That damage I just did was retarded. I am boosting this warrior's damage through the fucking roof. You are welcome, my boy. He's getting Wind Fury proc after Wind Fury proc. Whirlwind.
Proc. Every proc you've ever dreamed of.
Procking on procs on procs on procs.
Why not edit this? Copy. Okay.
This will be my last run, and then I'll run with you. Whatever dungeon you want to do.
I'm getting a building your. Well, how close are you finishing?
We're not close.
Okay, because I'm building a group right now.
That's fine.
How can I not?
Damn. My damage is through the roof. It's at 1,000 DPS. Holy fucking shit.
Jesus, what a fucking pumper, dude.
Dude, these totems are ridiculous. We got the
Spirit
strat,
sword.
dude. We got the
Spirit.
fucking strat, dude.
So I can go buy a helmet with the spirit shards, but I'm guessing I have to be like friendly or something, I'm guessing.
about that.
You know how like if you control Terracar Forest or something, you get spirit shards from mobs?
Sure.
I guess you're right, man. There's no healer right now, dude.
That's why I want to have a healing off spec, dude. For those times where there is none. We can just get in there.
What is AC?
Plus, Resto Shaman's really fucking good, so. AC is Arcanine Crypt. For the dynamite. Watch out for the mines.
Why does it say I have this stuff? What? A fucking dead ass game, no healer. What the fuck?
Coming right here, bro. As I get these 2 pieces. But I am doing so much fucking damage. Fucking cool, bitch. Give me a shaman in my group, dude. This poor mage. He's getting no love. Oh, careful. Ooh, I don't like that pool. That's a bad pool. Ooh, I don't like that pool. Don't like it. Don't like it. That's a fucking mine that's down on the ground. Bro, there's no way you're pulling all this. Don't lay in mine, don't lay in mine. No. I'm doing bare minimum 600 DPS. I'm doing around 600 to 1,000 DPS a pull. Let's see how much I do on this boss. That's gonna be the tell.
Perhaps I can find it. Stay away from.
Dude, the warrior did more damage to me. That's crazy. But we both did over 700 DPS. Damn, that thing died quick, dude. Holy
Pumpers, dude.
shit.
Pumpers.
How many Wind Furies did he get? Oh, it doesn't tell me on here. He had to have, right? There ain't no way. Dude, don't sleep on Fury Warrior. Fury Warrior is good, man.
Nobody said it was bad.
A lot of people think it's bad.
They think.
Yeah, it's fucking
But
good.
like, if everybody played it perfectly, it's not the best. You know,
Hey,
so
you could look at it like that, I guess. I can't see if there's mines. There's a mine right there. Oh my god, how did I live? Close one. Alright, what did I need from that dude? I think I already got my shit from him, right? That was the maker. I got the girdle. We don't care about that. We care about the mitts, the trinkets, and the kill. Anything from this next boss is gonna be an upgrade. Literally. That's a mine. He ran over it.
Why is this guy not healing me?
He said you're an ugly bitch. I told him not to. I actually whispered him and told him not to. How does it make you feel?
Alright, I guess.
Oh. At least you're a good sport about it. Big pump and spin cheese.
Why you cannot keep me alive? I don't understand. What the fuck? He's healing me with like rank 1 fucking heal or something? It heals me for like 200 health? Like...
Look at his gear. Who's that? A priest? What?
Fucking 65 priest! He's got fucking half mana and I'm dying. With 2 mobs on me, like I don't... Like the damage, my life wasn't going up. Like he was healing me for like... Like you know incoming heal and you heal like a little bit of... What the fuck is he doing? I don't... Sometimes you need to throw a big heal. Not
Listen
fucking
now,
masturbating.
Barb, that would make sense. We don't do that, okay? We don't do what makes sense.
I was at like 30% fucking health and he was healing me for like 200. With like some downrank fucking heal or something. I don't know. It's gonna be a long run apparently.
Fucking mines everywhere. Guy's gonna pull the
12,000 life and this guy can't get me alive. It's like I don't. Okay. It's just.
I got the big boy mana now. Oh, he's shooting mines out. Oh my Atlanta. Fucking damage. That is not a melee friendly environment at all.
That guy did 95 DPS. This warrior is good. He must be leveling his
Good lord. Consortium. Fucking open tomorrow. Oh, farted. It was nasty.
That's fucking terrible.
Don't worry, Daddy's gonna get his full healing set. Don't you worry.
I would
about it.
actually prefer you were DPS, probably, because these guys do 0 damage.
Don't threaten me with a good time either way. Don't threaten me with a good time either way, dude. Alright, I'm starting it. You guys are taking 10 years. Let's go.
This warrior did 150 on that boss. I think he's playing the game wrong or something. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe he's leveling his weapons.
Yes.
But looking at his gear,
Depressing Sunder. The only button that matters.
no. He's got trinkets from... He's got no gems in that. Yeah, he has no gems in his gear that has sockets. I mean, he does 0 fucking damage because he's retarded. It's fine.
Yes.
To drink every fucking pull. Warlock's doing damage, but he's the only one.
Dude, my tank sucks. Can you drop down your fucking conch, dude? You gonna press it? Oh, he doesn't have any mana. Okay. I'm gonna do big damn. good, dude. I'm doing 1,000 damage. 1,000 EPS. Let's go. Oh, there's my gloves. Nice. You need on those. I'll spec. Nice. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Yeah. Ooh, big pool.
Man, I'd be embarrassed if I was this warrior. I'd be ashamed of myself.
Shame, huh? Shame. Where's the tongues? So much fun. So much fun. So much
Two guys that have a
fun.
kick button don't know who's kick. It's nice.
I'll dispel you, buddy. Don't worry. I do it all around here. I top the charts. I dispel.
Wretched, meddling
Top the
insect.
charts.
Release me, and perhaps I will grant you a merciful death.
I need on off spec gear. Do it all, dude. That's the total Chad. Let's go. Full. Full mana bars means full. And go. Oh, come on, dude. I need my dress from the final boss, dude. Nah. G unit. Slapping dick. Okay.
Kind of.
Whatever, dude. You want to talk? Dude, I'm having fucking fun, dude. Fucking just slapping dick. Dude. Ugh.
Fucking heal me, you fucking retard. I didn't. Okay, 10
You're-
seconds. I had no heal. 10 seconds.
It's tragic, dude.
He's fucking retarded, dude.
Fucking let him know, dude. Can't help retards, man.
I don't know what to do, man. People are like fucking. Are they high? Is that what this
It's
is?
the excuse I get told every time I play with some retard. Sorry, man, high. Wife aggro. Cat aggro. About retard aggro. Dude, this warrior has gotta love this group. This is like the best group. This fucking guy.
I mean, you know when you have like a massive fucking healer and they're like real good, like
Massive, dude.
you got this guy where you're afraid to pull 2 mobs because he doesn't press heal ever.
Got him, dude. Oh. Oh, you pussies.
You mustn't let him lose! He'll kill us all!
Mana burn is nasty in those mobs.
What is this? What have you done? You'll ruin everything! Come closer and burn!
Give me my dress. No, not Vest of Vengeance. The one time I don't need it. Yo, you gotta get this fucking dot off me, dude. Tragic, dude. I did not get my dress. I run this again. Mark of Shadow. Shadow damage taken is increased by 1100. Yep. So I get my trinket and dress. Oh, and
Warrior that doesn't know how to use his fucking ability that makes you not. God, he's so fucking dumb.
we're technically done with our dungeon. We were gonna go again, but I can abandon these dudes to help you. Your next run. You.
Yeah, I mean, I'm.
Gonna go help a friend. Look. Good run. Yeah, Daddy's got big dam going on tonight, so we'll do the big dam. I'm still gonna need on off healing gear. You leave this party. That was fucking good though. That was the most damage I've ever done, literally in any group. That extra shaman that knew how to lay down totems properly. I'm starting to realize how important totems really are. Totems are fucking huge. Like the penis. Huge.
All right then.
Yeah, dude. They're friends.
How may I help?
Big dick, dude. Big dick and slamming cheese.
Mage is bad. Somehow, I don't know how you're bad at mage, but he's bad at
Dude,
that.
the most worst players I've ever experienced in this game are mages,
mages?
And hunters, especially mages. Mages, I don't know why there's so many bad ones. It'll blow your mind. The class is not hard to play.
Right.
It's hard to play in PvP, and that's about it. PvE, it's a joke.
Okay, every time I get a group like this, it's rough, dude. It makes me not want to play the fucking game. I'm like, I'll have to deal with this.
Daddy's here, dude. How much further are you? You're done.
We're coming up on second boss, but I don't even, like, the DPS is so fucking bad. Like, I don't even know if we can kill him, to be honest with you.
Dungeon are you doing? Mana tombs?
I'm just grinding this thing, yeah. I only need, like, 1 gear from here. I'm 60. What level are you? Can we run the other one, too? Whatever. Akanai Crypts or whatever the fuck.
Let me see what I need for my enhance. I need...
There's a male helmet that I want from here. That's got a lot of spell power and shit like that.
A lot of quest gear that I need, honestly, but we can do Ring of Blood if you want tonight. We can get a group going for that. I was gonna get the healing piece of gear from that.
I mean, if you need it, I'll run it for sure, but I don't need the weapon from there. I already got a real good weapon.
We could either do it.
You know, I'd rather do that when I'm 70.
Yeah, because it's like, instead of it being, what is it? Because I got like, did I do mine before 70? I think I did. And I got like almost 100 gold from that. It was like 11 gold to turn in, and you kill like how many things? 5 to 10 mobs or some shit like that. I'll do that. Either way. I need a... I still need my tracker's belt from fucking whatchamaffuck. I could do mana tombs again to get another long strider loot ring. That'll be big for me. I'm down for slave pens and or mana tombs.
Warrior's just standing here. He's gone. Okay, I mean,
Arcanine Crypts is good for me too. There's a trinket in there that's big. Fetish of the Fallen.
I just don't have patience for this shit anymore, dude. Just terrible players. Like, he's got like, well, we're already halfway done, dude. He's got pieces with sockets in them, like multiple. Like he could have fucking 10 sockets of strength. Like he's got none. Like, what?
Maybe he's poor,
like you
dude.
couldn't put fucking nothing in there.
Maybe he's poor, dude.
I mean, the vendor sells them. Like,
Poor boy, dude. Speaking of which, I'm gonna put it in my shit. Healing and spell damage. What else we got? Got my girdle. Healing and spell damage.
yeah, this. I mean, when the mana burns go off, like it literally drains my mana.
Literally. Guess I'll fly back to Thrallmar. Buy some gems.
thing ever. It's like, this like defies common sense. You immediately, and when you heard the guy who did it actually go up on a podcast and explain, I got the call. They said it was a paver emergency. I've never in my entire career heard of a paver emergency. They had already had someone come up and dig up the dirt. So by the time he got there on Sunday, the dirt had already been dug up for him to lay down pavers. That is what people are looking at and going, this is weird. There needs to be answers for why this was done. And he tells us the call came from the feds and the governor's office. UVUs washed their hands of it. And what he's saying sounds true, because we heard during the testimony, one person described the regions of who was in control of everything. The feds were in control of the courtyard. So in order for anybody to have paved anything, that was federal territory, so to speak. I'm maybe not using that in the best cop term, but the feds were in control of the courtyard. So these are things that I think
burn is nasty, dude.
should be answered for. Why are we doing things differently than you would
So nasty.
in any other criminal scenario of keeping the evidence until we know more, until we're confident, the various decoys. I did it. It just doesn't look right.
Okay, so go back to the question. So what would you need to see for you to say
Something, if they had,
Fucking
I was
A, it's 1
expecting,
o'clock
here
in
we
the
have him,
morning
he took the
already,
shot,
dude.
here it is. And then I'd be like, great, a clear image of him on the staircase from
Still on
that's
59,
definitively
dude.
Tyler Robinson, and he was on
Right.
campus. We got nothing. We got literally nothing but hearsay of people saying,
But you basically get no case.
what?
You basically no case on planet Earth. You get the,
Sure.
oh, we got a picture.
Okay,
Here's him with the murder
you're
weapon.
right.
Here's him.
I have to be at work at 9:30 in the morning. I really should go to bed now. What is tomorrow's? I have to be there at 12. One day they're gonna make me fucking close. Fuck my life, dude. Fuck my fucking life, dude. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Look. My ghost mushrooms didn't sell? That's some bullshit. Bullshit.
Quick about your business.
Spell damage, healing, and spell damage.
There's dead. All right.
How do I,
Goodbye.
why? How do I, this one?
To do. Just don't want to be here.
Don't talk like that, buddy.
Just how fucking bad do you have to be at the game? Like,
You are.
Sounds like this is the worst group you've ever been in.
I mean, remember how you were really upset about that one group we had that we couldn't kill the boss with 4 people, and like the guy would be out of mana after like 3 seconds? Like, remember how frustrated you were?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I feel like right now.
Mm-hmm. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Dark Lady, watch over you.
I got the gear. If you had to guess, how much longer do you think you'll be?
Probably in 20, 30 minutes, probably.
That's
That's
tragic.
probably.
That's tragic, dude. All right, buddy. Well, I hate to do this to you, but I need to go to bed. I got to be up super early in the morning.
Yep, makes sense.
But
Sayonara.
good news.
Hmm.
Be on tomorrow night, and I know you're off on Sunday. Sundays and Mondays you're off, right?
Tomorrow's Saturday, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but like you'll be on tomorrow after work.
Probably, most likely.
And I have a little bit more play time because I don't have to be at work until noon. So Shaman is almost ready for Presto. I already got the spec and everything. I just gotta get the gear and then we're fucking. So what are we missing? We have 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this
4,
guy doesn't have
5.
any sockets in his things either. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, bud.
So I got the gloves. Oh wait. Oh, I have 2 gloves. What the fuck? Oh shit. Alrighty. Wait a minute. Which one's better? Oh. Okay. I don't even need these gloves. Um 57 versus, was that 31 plus 19? I'm reading that right? Or not 8? Or... Okay, oops. What is it? 31 plus 9 plus 9. That's 49. Wait a minute. This is not better. Wait, hold on. 22 intellect, 16 spirit. How the fuck is this better than this? And Cryomets. Cryomets has gotta be better. Oh, 60 upgrades is wrong. 49 versus 57. Plus this gives more spirits and more intellect. Wow, good job. I just wasted my time getting these gloves. Cool. Well, let's check out the pants then, because it's saying that the pants. $33. Okay, so kill to the night is definitely better.
I have to grind this to honored. I mean, I don't have to, but ideally.
Back to enhance where it matters. I do have some legs. Class. Oh, bugger. What is this? I definitely need mana tombs again for a long strider loop. Bring me the egg. Dude, that engineer goggles, this Pure Strike goggles are fucking insane.
Yeah, I know.
Arcanine Crypts has got some fucking gear in there for me.
I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna build my own groups. I don't think I'm gonna join a group anymore, dude.
I wouldn't. You have the luxury of that as a tank. Super easy.
Like the Warlock in our group is really good. Like he's pulling his weight, he's doing great. The other three are fucking retarded.
If I were you, if you're trying to just min-max and not have to worry about shit, I would get 2 mages, a resto shaman, and a fucking warlock every run.
Yeah.
Literally. And you'll be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
It covers all your bases. It covers every single dispel in the entire game. It covers massive AoE damage. Like, you should be able to clear dungeons really fast with that.
Usually a warrior that's like knows what he's doing is good.
Yeah, that's the other if you're gonna go that route, then you get a fury warrior, get it like an enhanced shaman. Shit, I would do 2 shamans. I would do a resto shaman. That's the group I did. I just ran with a fucking a resto shaman. I was enhanced, and then we had a fury warrior. Then we technically had a mage, but he was like, it was me and the fury warrior that carrying, especially me. You can never go wrong with mage though, right? So
I feel like shaman is good in any
shaman's
form.
really
DPS,
good. Shaman's
heal,
good.
whatever.
The totems
Putting
fucking
totems,
help
yeah.
a lot.
I know.
Especially if you have 2 competent shamans that are rotating their totems. Like I was handling all the physical DPS side, and he was handling all the caster side of things, and like we were just, and I do both physical and caster damage, so my damage was just going through the fucking roof. 2 tremors, 2 groundings, fucking 2 interrupts. I mean, you can just rotate through all that shit. 2 poison fucking totems. It was just, yeah, good shit. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that button. I need to fucking get on my paladin and sell shit. All right, dude. I'm gonna be on tomorrow.
All right, buddy.
Peace out, brother.
See ya.